Something interesting has been going on with Boston Uprising star DPS player Striker. If you go ahead and take a look at his Twitter, he has recently removed his banner and his Twitter bio. Now previously he had a Boston Uprising banner, and in his bio it said he was number blank for the Boston Uprising in the Overwatch League. Now it's nothing. It's a blank banner and there's nothing in his bio, which is real interesting considering all the stuff that was leaked recently by Benchmob DC and Yiska in a report about the Boston Uprising mistreating their players during Season 1, and also the players acting up to extreme measures. And one of those players was Striker, and we heard some pretty crazy things about him that go as far as him purposely feeding in scrims and suiciding so that the scrims would get cancelled so he would not have to practice, while also raging and breaking gaming peripherals like mices, keyboards, etc. He reportedly also just would not show up to scrims and try to get out of them daily during Stage 4, which left the team with little to no practice in the first 3 weeks of Stage 4. And a lot of this comes down to Striker just being super unhappy with his team, specifically the management and the GM of Boston Uprising, Huck, who is the one being accused of mishandling this team all season long. Now I thought this was very interesting. How come Striker got rid of his banner? Why is his bio blank? Because throughout the entire Season 1 and most of the off-season, Boston Uprising, Striker, and the management hated each other still, but his banner and bio still stayed the same. He was still repping Boston Uprising. All of a sudden he's not now. And this leads me to think that something even more is up with Striker and Boston Uprising, more than just Striker demanding trades, more than Striker just saying he hates Huck and doesn't want to be on this team. I think something officially may have happened, or Striker is just at his breaking point, and this issue between him and the management of Boston Uprising has gotten worse and worse. So I thought, let's do a little research here. Striker, he still follows the Boston Uprising, but let's see if Boston Uprising actually has been doing any social media presence with Striker, and then compare that with all the other players on Boston Uprising. So what we have right here is Striker's Twitter account. As you guys can see, again, blank banner and nothing in his bio. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the Boston Uprising's Twitter. Now I've scrolled through their Twitter for pretty much a full month, all the way down to November 1st. So as you guys can see, a lot of tweets here, a lot. We got hundreds of hundreds. So what I want to do here is take a look at all the Boston Uprising players and see how much, presence there is for those players on the Twitter. So let's start off with, let's see, we'll just go down the line. Color Hex first, who's a new player, by the way, so you might not expect a lot of things coming out from him, but we do have some retweets. We have a happy birthday. All right, some social media presence, not a ton. Now let's move on to the next player, Fusions. I'd expect a lot from Fusions since he had a breakout performance in the World Cup, and I'm sure they would want to tweet about him a lot. So as you guys can see here, 39. Just a ton of retweets, so much stuff about Fusions. Okay, now we'll go ahead and move on to Striker, which this is very, very interesting. As you can hear the noises. 0, guys. Absolutely 0 tweets about Striker coming out on the Boston Uprising main account over the past 30 days. Incredible, right? Let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of the players just so you guys can see that it's only Striker. Here's KINGmykL. We got 8 posts about KINGmykL. Or, not 8, but we have 8 total mentions of KINGmykL. That's a lot, right? Move on to the next guy. We have AimGod. AimGod's been relatively quiet. We'd expect to see not much from him. Well, nope. We still have a retweet from him. 9 days ago, they retweeted his stream. Okay. Let's move on to the next guy. We have Note. Decent amount of presence coming out from Note here. We got 16 mentions. Moving on to Gamsu. Wow, 45, guys. Yeah, definitely the poster boy of the team, that's for sure. And as mentioned in those reports from Yiska and Benchmob, and also I reported this, Gamsu is considered Huck's golden boy. So it would make sense that he has a ton of presence on their Twitter. Now let's keep moving down the line. We have Axiom, another new player who should be quiet, right? Well, no, look at that. 17 mentions, guys. That's a ton, right? A bunch of retweets. Moving on to the next one, Blase, the last player. This guy might be quiet, right? You'd think. No, 34 mentions, guys. 34. So as you can see, let's show you guys one more time. 0 for Striker. Scroll all the way down. I'm telling you guys, November 3rd. Look at this. Full month, and there's nothing for Striker. Now I thought, all right, let's find out when's the last time they mentioned Striker on their social media. And let's scroll down. Let's scroll down. What are we at? October 12th. Striker. 1. Actually, October 5th is the most recent post about Striker, and it's just a retweet of Overwatch League posting that Striker has the moves. It's just him making a quick play. They're not even posting themselves. So I guess it's some presence, right? But no retweets like all the other players have been getting. Let's check how many Gamsu has now. 63. Absolutely insane. Let's keep going through this. Let's see if there's any more. 5 now. Let's go. We got October 1st, somebody who created fan art, a drawing of Striker. They retweeted that. Not bad. Okay. We're finally getting some presence here. Seems to be a grown-up team. We have a picture of Striker right here. Okay. And that's it. That's it. 2 months. And we have 3 posts about Striker. 3. 74. 28. 20. And he just got signed this month. Again, guys, it's looking a little weird. There's definitely something going on with Striker and the Boston Uprising, especially now since the banner and bio are gone. We already knew in the past that Striker and Boston Uprising were not on good terms. Now, this just proves that it's getting even worse and it's not getting better, which is very worrisome for the Boston Uprising going into the next season. Now, there's possibly one argument to this, and you guys are probably thinking of it, and that's that Boston Uprising's Twitter is just full of a lot of retweets from their player streams. Maybe that's why there's no presence for Striker, because he's not streaming. Well, I checked Striker's stream, and he streamed multiple times this month. Matter of fact, he even streamed today, guys. And over those past 2 months where we saw no tweets from Boston Uprising about Striker's stream, he streamed over 10 different times. So I could see how that could be an argument, because yes, a lot of those tweets were about their player streams, but Striker has been streaming and there's no presence for him. Now, this isn't the only thing I want to talk about the Boston Uprising for today, though. I want to take a look at their Uprising Academy Twitter and branding that they posted earlier today. As you guys know, Toronto eSports decided about a week and a half ago that they were going to pull out of Overwatch because Blizzard wanted them to take Toronto out of their name and rebrand. So Ramsey, the owner of Toronto eSports, he was on his high horse, he left, and this meant Boston Uprising retained full ownership of that roster, so they had to rebrand themselves, and they changed to the Uprising Academy. Which is all fine and dandy, right? Uprising Academy, it makes sense. It follows what all the other Academy teams are doing, basically. But let's go ahead and take a second to look at that branding. First of all, their banner. It says Uprising with the Boston logo and then Academy on the bottom. What's absolutely sad about this is the fact that it's not even lined up. You can see Uprising leaning a little too much to the left and then Academy leaning too much to the right. It's literally not even centered. It's not just in their banner either. It's in their actual logo. Taking a look here, somebody actually took their time to line it up and show that it is so off and it's embarrassing. How is this a $20 million Overwatch League team and they can't even get their branding down right? And Boston Uprising is known for this lazy type of stuff. If you guys remember last year when the Boston Uprising was announced and their branding came out, everyone was laughing at them because of the low effort their branding and announcement videos looked. It was straight out of Paint. Like, they didn't care. They paid somebody $5 to go into Paint and make them logos, and they just ran with it. All of this stuff in this video just makes the Boston Uprising look bad from the inside and out. Starting off with all the Season 1 accusations, how they treated their players, to the fact that they have absolutely zero social media presence for one of their best star players, Striker. Even if you had turmoil with him during Season 1 or even now, you should be advertising your player no matter what, just as much as you are with your other players. He's streaming just like everybody else. Tweet his stream out. Then talking about their branding, it's a joke from Season 1 to their Academy team. And don't even get me started on their Academy team. The guy who they had running their Academy team before they transitioned into Boston Uprising Academy, Dr. Ryan or Ramsey, whatever you want to call him, I just want to know why they thought he was fit to run a $20 million team's minor league team. Why on earth ever was that guy put in that position? The stuff he tweeted out was crazy. So I think it's clear with everything that's happened with the Boston Uprising recently, they do not seem fit to be an Overwatch League team. I'm saying it. I really do not think they should be in the position they are in. I understand Robert Kraft, the owner of the New England Patriots, coughed up $20 million to get a spot in the Overwatch League, just like everybody else did. Fair and square, right? But he needs to figure out a better way to run this team, because so far they are becoming the laughing stock of the Overwatch League, despite still still making it to the playoffs and almost making it to the semifinals, which in my opinion should all be credited to the players and how well they performed despite the circumstances. As I said, from the inside out, this organization is just a mess, and we needed to talk about them today. If you guys found this video informative and you enjoyed it, be sure to drop a subscription on my channel. I upload videos like this every single day covering everything about the Overwatch League. That's it for me though, guys. Thank you for watching. Peace.